Hello, and welcome to USA Global TV and to Business Talk Radio. I'm Dr. JACALYN KERBECK, and our show today is the United Kingdom News and Culture. And joining me today on our panel, we have DIANN FLOYD BOEHM and we have Helena Chard. Simon McDonald has the day off, as does Ian Pelham Turner. Let's welcome the ladies. Hi, DIANN.
Hi, great to see you.
Nice to see you too. Hi, Helena.
Hi, lovely to see you, ladies. Lovely ladies.
It's just the girls today.
It's girl power.
Yay.
Taking it up.
Sorry, guys.
So we're sorry the guys aren't here, but
no, we are. But you know, we have to have a change now and then. So it's lovely to see you guys.
It's lovely to see you as well.
I was saying,
go ahead.
So I was just saying, I was racing back from a meeting, and we had some kind of unexpected hailstorm that just suddenly the clouds opened. It's completely mad. You know, when you have that kind of sun shining through, then it's like hailstones knocking you out, and then it's like this, like it's all good. I'm here, which is lovely.
So is it true? It's April showers. So I guess over in London, you're really getting the April showers.
We are definitely getting April showers. Everything. Do you know, here in the UK, it's known as awful April because everything's going on. I know it's madness, and it's sort of not quite in keeping of what I talk about, but it's just like the cost of living, the general news, you know, war, you name it, everything's happening. It's also Stress Awareness Month as well. I think, you know, there's lots and lots going on, but I think that's the reason why, you know, we like to hear about things that restore our faith in humanity and some positive. It's the light, isn't it, in the dark, the good news. That I love.
Sure is. It is. You know, on our earlier show today, The Art of Creating Mental Health Wealth, we had Janetta Barry on, and she was talking about depression and anxiety. But the upside was that there's so many tools now for people. And I just love that. I know you're all about mental health.
I absolutely am a complete advocate. And there is so much help to tap into out there. And actually, one of the things that I was reading about, in fact, I think it was earlier today, that's a dose of virtual reality is actually a new way of treating anxiety, which I think is something that I've always known about, but we always look at virtual reality as, I think, overly gaming and children being on far too long, you know, just online. But there is something in the treating of anxiety. It's CBT and also exposure therapy, and in a different kind of way. For instance, if you had if you felt that you couldn't project, or you couldn't speak in front of a group or whatever for some reason, the actual virtual reality can give you the exposure treatment, where you can go up on stage and see lots and lots of delegates, let's just say, in the background. That's just a small little idea of how it can work, which is, there is proof in it. They have done I haven't got the numbers, etc., because obviously I'm just sort of talking about it now, but it's something that actually there is proof in the pudding, which excites me. I think there's something really positive there, and I want to find out more about it.
That is exciting. I personally have never done virtual reality. I've been at conferences where you can put the thing on, but I never did it. Have either of you tried it?
Only with my daughter, who teaches it at SCAD University, so I get to play around with some of the toys. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool, DIANN.
I did some a little bit, not really, but Chrissy B show is a show that I've worked on, and that is absolutely a show which is dedicated to mental health awareness. And we had a gentleman that came on, and it was to do with Alzheimer's and various things like that. And it was these goggles that you put on, and you could see like the fish swimming around and all these like really weird things, like you could play games and things. And it's very good for people with mental challenges. It seems to it makes them happy, basically, and think about other things and not feel stressed. And it was something really quite amazing. Actually, it makes me think we should actually bring him on, because that was a good talk. It was a good show.
Yeah, you're reminding me. That's a great idea. Sorry, Dr. JACALYN. Have you ever been into do y'all have it where you go into the malls and you can have a virtual reality experience, and you go inside this like a spaceship, and you can pick 3 versions of where you want to travel in space?
Wow. Not heard that one. Wow, this is
It's amazing. I didn't want it to stop.
Well, you know what else I was just thinking? So I am afraid, this is going to sound insane, but I don't like oceans or water for me to go into because I'm afraid of fish and sharks and whatever. But I imagine you could use that to overcome fears. So if you were in there, they had the water with the fish, so then you wouldn't be afraid anymore because you actually were in it.
That's absolutely it, because it's exposure therapy. So in a way, it puts you in that situation where you can. It's that irrational fear, isn't it? So you combat that irrational fear and you talk about certain things, and then you go into that exposure therapy. So definitely, you don't have a phobia of fish, do you? As well, JACALYN, by any chance?
No, so I'm highly allergic to shellfish, to airborne shellfish. So that's part of it too, because my throat closes off just if I smell, if they're cooking shrimp or something. So therefore, I've always been afraid of, falling off a boat and in the ocean and dying just because I'm near shellfish.
There you go. That's it, isn't it? So there you go.
Oh my gosh.
You see the connection.
Yes.
You need to have someone on the show, or have a show where you could, combat fears and overcome these things. That's
I would love that. Yeah.
This is incredible what you are doing, because it's just like they say, you're only afraid of what you don't know. But once you've opened that door and stepped through it, and you're like, I don't know what I was afraid of. This is awesome. And you've moved to another moment in growth as a human. So, wow, that is incredible.
Very true. I shared this last week, I think on Friday, but I was in the garage on this exercise equipment called a Gazelle. And I made a video of it. You might have seen it. But long story short, there was a snake, and the snake came into the garage. And anyway, I did a lot of research since then about the snake, because I should know what kind of snake it is. But it was about 2.5 feet long. And after I did the research and I realized that it's probably not poisonous, I wasn't as afraid, but I'm certainly not looking forward to seeing the snake again. Let's just put it that way. You do your thing, I'll do my thing.
Oh my goodness. I could go on, because it was something I brought up, phobia of fish, because I saw something on that. I think that's for another show.
Okay.
That's great that you were speaking to Janetta earlier as well. The one thing that there's just one thing, because I support lots of charities, lots of mental health charities, and one of my things I love doing is creating awareness for charities that I really believe in, and I also feel that need that support and that step up. But I think I've mentioned this before, Dr. JACALYN, that there's a great charity, and it's called Shout, SHOUT, and it's a very simple charity. It's very discreet. It's a way of people communicating without actually even having to talk, because it's a text service. It doesn't show up on the bill, and the number is 85258, I believe. And you just literally text Shout, and then somebody will come in, and they will talk to you. So from there, you can obviously be referred to other different charities, because there's lots of fantastic charities. And Janetta was right. There is so much out there that you can connect to now, so much support. But it's people having the confidence to be able to do that, or being given that all that the platform that they can contact them. So it's something I've worked within charities, and as I said, worked on the Chrissy B show for years and years, and it does so much good. And it's that thing, if you can help one person, 2 people, thousands of people, it's great. It's giving information that people maybe wouldn't know.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you. Everyone has their charities that have meaning and significance to them. How about you, Diane? What are yours?
Let's see, I work with BPeace, which is B stands for business, and it's a fantastic organization. I guess I've been with them for about 10 years, and we help young, mostly women, but we fast track them in them being able to learn a business and develop their business. They don't have to pay us any money back. It's a long story, but to see the success in the programs, and we're all over the globe, in Guatemala, India. We even started one in the United States, and we were in Uganda, and we were in Afghanistan. That's where we started, where we did an awful lot. but that we had to close down there. But just to see the women succeed when they thought they had nothing, and now there's food on the table, you just, you can sleep at night because you helped somebody, and they helped you because you grow as a human.
So true. That's beautiful.
Lovely.
Thanks.
Great. Thanks for sharing that with us.
You're quite welcome. But you create magic over there in the UK with all the charities you do, and the way you're helping the Ukrainians. I mean, I'm just so in awe of you.
I just think I'm very much, I'm one of these people that I love. I suppose I love people. I love stories. I'm always intrigued. I always want to learn. It's that kind of thing that, you're always learning. I love to learn from other people. I love to share my knowledge with other people. And as a result, I suppose I've got lots of hats that I wear. So I do lots of different things, from obviously broadcasting, constructive journalism. So probably more erring on the feel-good factor, because I just think that 24/7 we've got all of this news, which a lot of it is negative, especially at the moment. I mean, goodness, royal crimes, it's what am I saying, war crimes, and it's pretty horrific. So I always think constructive, positive journalism is good. I do lots of things. I've got the royal correspondent work and royal photography that I do, which is fantastic. I'm a global correspondent, but I think the main thing is promoting great British tourism and supporting the Crown and sharing information about that. And I could go on, goodness me, but also I work with artists, I help them secure work. But one of my big passions is to help people and to give them a platform. So that could be the everyday person that's striving and is doing an amazing thing, but just needs that foot up. Or as I said, as charities as well, because all charities need support. And although I have my own personal charities, I can't always support every charity, understandably, but if you can talk about different charities, give a little bit of airtime in any shape or form. As I say, Dr. JACALYN, your platform is perfect for that. It's a good thing to do, and I enjoy doing that.
Yeah, thank you so much for doing that. And it does, it feels so good to help other people. I'm very involved in the Crohn's Colitis Foundation, and I actually just signed up for a 5K after I haven't been running outside to support STEPS. It's a children's charity. So it's SOS, Steps for SOS. And I went and ran yesterday outside for the first time in years. I've run on a treadmill, like wind sprints and whatnot, but not for a while. So anyway, I just decided to do it to push myself to help someone else. So I'm doing the Take Steps walk in Philadelphia. I've got a team of people who are raising money for Crohn's and colitis. And now I'm doing this run for Steps for SOS. So it's good. You get in shape and you help other people.
Congratulations. Yeah, absolutely. It's all in the helping, isn't it? Because it's also not only doing good, it's feel good as well, which I think is so important. It makes me think, because I used to be an athlete, believe it or not, when I was a lot younger, and I used to run for the borough, and I've got all my gold medals and things like that. And you know what it's like as you get older, it's not that you lose things. I think in a way it's almost like life gets in the way, and you move on to different things. You get older, and it's almost like you forget parts of you. I think personally, I don't know if that's something. And I always think that's quite a lovely. I always think it's a really nice program for people to suddenly hone in on those skills they had when they were younger. It's just something which is exciting, but that's something that I was just so good at it. But now it's like I'm running from meeting to meeting and not doing really that much exercise, and I do feel it. So yeah, congratulations, Dr. JACALYN. I think I get fit. And in fact, there's lots of things going on as well. There's lots of charity events happening similarly here in Great Britain. So we can talk about a few of those later.
Yeah, I know with the running, and I don't know if you feel this, Helen or Diane, I don't know if you are a runner, but when you get to be a certain age, you start thinking, oh, well, what's this doing to my skin? All this pounding. What about my knees and my hips? And what if I trip? Because one of the last times I ran, I did trip, and I had my phone with me, and I was bleeding, and my phone broke, and I thought, come on, you're too old for this. But I was back out there yesterday, and I said to myself, a couple of years ago, I will never run outside again. There's no reason to do it. It's not good for my bones. And yet here I am. So we'll see how long it lasts.
Good for you.
It's that kind of thing, isn't it? It's like everything in moderation. And if you know if you're doing good, you know, and you know that you can gradually build your stamina up, not absolutely give your body a complete, you know, hammering. I think it's really good. I think mentally it's good as well. It stimulates the whole body, doesn't it? It gets those endorphins running. So
it does. It does. I said to myself that I was going to run a mile. I said, that's it. Just you'll run the mile and you'll be fine. So I ran the mile and I said to myself, really? Is that all you have? That's it? So
you're too competitive to yourself.
I am like back and forth, like, shut up. But I ended up this circle that there's a big loop that I've been running or walking for 40 years. It's 2.2 miles. So I ran it and it's in the book now. That's it.
Yay.
But speaking of charities, I know we have a clip also that you shared for a charity, a run.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. We've got quite a few, haven't we? So we've got the brain. Is it the brain cancer?
Brain, yes.
Yeah, we've got that we can we can play it, because there's also something as well in the news that I don't know. Do you know The Wanted? Is The Wanted known? Is that a band that's over there that you know about? The Wanted. So here in Great Britain, a fabulous young star called Tom Parker. He's sadly died. He's braved a battle with brain cancer, an incurable brain cancer, because there are different ones that you can get. But at 33, he was diagnosed. It was in COVID and inoperable, and he was such a beacon of light. Being so great, because The Wanted is such a big band here in the UK. Lots of people have just felt that, you know, upset, missing him. But he's got a lovely wife that he's had, and 2 children, and his wife wants that ray of life to shine out for his 2 children to carry on. And also people have been sending lots of you know, flowers and various things, and she's got her own charity that she's set up, basically, that all these different charities are going to gain. So she's saying, please just send money. It will go out in Tom's name. But he also has a book that's coming out in 2022, not a book about dying, a book about living. And it's something I think everyone can always do with hearing about, because it's all about finding hope in any situation that you're dealt with. No matter what. And obviously he's not with us anymore, so I'm looking forward to that book coming out in a few months. And it's been a sad time, especially for young fans. But I mean, he's 33 now. I think he started performing. He was one of these ones that got famous on something like X Factor, and made it sort of slowly from about the age of 18. But it's quite a shock, because obviously he lived he was given 18 months, so he did live longer than anticipated. He did take lots of treatments and things, because he was in a privileged situation because he had money. But I think as well, it's sort of a bit of an introduction to show this brain cancer charity video, and it talks about joining them. It's a run which is coming up in October to raise money for the charity. So thank you, Dr. JACALYN. Let's run with it.
Absolutely. I'm going to run the clip and then leave you two to chat for just a moment, and then I'll be right back. Take a look at this, the brain tumor charity.
It was an amazing atmosphere. The brain tumor charity have been incredible. Everyone's just been really supportive, worth every ache in my legs right now.
Brain tumours are something that affect a lot of young, fit people like myself. It's obviously an extremely good cause. What better way to raise some money than to do something like this?
The cheer point was a massive buzz, because you knew when they were coming up. Don't wear earphones, soak in the atmosphere and enjoy it. The crowd will get you round, so if everybody does a little bit, it will make a massive difference.
Anyone can run the marathon. You sort of mentally think, I can't do it, but I think everybody can do it. My dad was diagnosed with a glioblastoma in 2018, so I took it on myself to take this challenge on and raise as much money as possible.
I was running today's marathon because my sister has a brain tumour.
My dad sadly passed away from a brain tumour. I've finally managed to run the marathon, and I'm so happy to do it for my dad.
Whether it's the London Marathon or a half marathon or a cake sale that you're doing at your local village hall, it's amazing when you raise funds for the brain tumour charity, because you are making a difference.
Feels really great having all the supporters on the side shouting for you. It's just such a fantastic charity. We know so little about brain tumours and how to fix them, and the work they do is fantastic, and it needs more support to do more research. We could save so many more people, and I think the London Marathon is a great way of raising funds.
That was beautiful.
Isn't it something? And I just think it's always very good. I obviously we know how prevalent cancer is, but brain tumours I've not sort of thought about as much. But brain tumours are still the biggest cancer killer in children and adults under the age of 40. So wow. That's a new thing that I learned. And they have a new 5-year plan, which is accelerating a cure. So it's a really worthwhile charity to support. And obviously, if you're going to run a marathon, well, maybe this is the one.
Yeah, maybe it is. And I love the closing of their. I don't want to say commercial because it's more powerful than a commercial, but they said, "This could be you, run with us." I just like that, just sticks in your mind, right? I love it.
I absolutely love it as well. And I think with, unfortunately with Tom Parker, I mean, he's been here in Great Britain, he's been on all of our stations, and he's been talking about, the charity and talking about his whole progression into where he was, and he really believed that he was going to survive and everything, but it sort of gives that real thing that we're not infallible. It just once we get something, we never know what's going to happen, do we? And it's just so important to support people in whatever they do. And I think with charities that are raising money and to help as we know with cancer, it's one of the biggest killers. I think it's so admirable. So I was pleased to play the video.
Thank you so much for sharing it. But it also reminds me of several things. First of all, you are so correct. I mean, we should live, they always say live each day, right? But I think you have to live each moment because it can change. Each moment, something drastic could happen. So concentrate on the positive. And if we all in the world, if I had a magic wand and I could make everyone like have food in their tummy and, just have happiness. But if we concentrated on the positiveness, and what I love about what you just shared with us is how we're all connected, because in lots of different countries, including my own, there are marathons going on. And so when I see this in London, I'm like, oh man, we are all like sisters and brothers in a way, because we're trying to help each other, and it's incredible. Does that make sense at all to you? What do you think?
It completely makes sense. And I think it's so important. It's sort of what we're all about as well. There you both are in the States, here I am in London, and it's so lovely that we can all share things, but similar things are going on. And I just think it's so lovely to be able to talk about the good as well.
Amen. We need that.
Which is so good. I mean, obviously we have to be real. I think that
yes,
we will, and I'm very much about positivity, etc. But you've got the yin and yang, and it's about, as I say, constructive journalism. There are so many people, especially in broadcasting. Obviously, I've been in it for a while now, and you guys as well. And it's very easy for someone to get hold of something and then run with it, and it's amazing how much damage they can do. For instance, you can build something up which is so fabulous, whether it's a broadcast channel or a charity or whatever, and it takes 2 seconds of someone's hard work to suddenly just boom.
Correct.
Yes, so true.
What media can do, and it's we just have to. Well, that's why let's run with the positive and talk about the good.
Amen.
I do have a question for you, because you obviously have so much experience and you're so respected for everything that you do. Here in the States, at least, we'll see something in the news, something bad, right? It's COVID. That's all you hear. COVID for, months, a year. There was like literally no other news that was making the headlines. And then all of a sudden there's no more news about that. And now there's something else. And that's all you hear. That's all you hear. Then that disappears. So what is that about?
I mean, you're like me as well. I don't like to always talk politics. I'm not someone that, because quite frankly, you can have a belly full of it and it's just nonsense, quite frankly. Yeah, without saying too much, that's the difference, I feel. It is very much, I mean, we all, I mean, it is very much, we have this, and I say this all the time, we have this 24/7 news, but as well, there's lots of platforms that are trying to fill every second with news. So then it allows now more people to be putting their point of view forward, which is not necessarily correct. And more, and I don't agree with it. I don't have an answer to everything, but you do have to be, I think, very, very careful as to what you're being told. I think social media as well. I mean, especially Twitter. I mean, goodness me. I mean, half the time I don't. I'm in fact, it's one of my. I'm not so great with my social media, so Twitter and things, but I will dip in and out now and then. And some of the things I read and see, it's outrageous. And I think to myself, goodness me, is this what people believe? It's almost like if you see something, then reverse it, and maybe that's the truth. It's a real tricky one. It's such a tricky one, but I think now it's a good thing in a way. I think sometimes we have a 360 degrees. We can hear certain things that are going on that years ago we would never know what was going on, because it literally would be like we're watching over here British broadcasting, whatever, BBC One, and we'd be watching it at 6 o'clock or 9 o'clock, and that was the only news you'd hear. We weren't on social media, and that's what you believe. But now it's coming at you left, right, and centre. So it gives you. Okay, I'm going to speak now about. I know it's awful April. We've got lots of positive things as well, but. A typical situation. Okay, we had the 64th Grammys, I think, with you a little while ago, celebrating the achievements of music industry. Then within that, we have the wonderful, powerful President Zelensky, who, fingers crossed, things, he will keep going on it. But he gave this most powerful speech. We would never have known what was going on in the Ukraine. We would never have had that facility if we didn't have social media. He gave this powerful speech from his bunker. And it was, basically saying, please tell our story. Don't stop telling our story. Please share it through your music, the music of love, that one language that we all can embrace. And it just sort of hits you in the heart. And you just say, we wouldn't normally hear that. And how true, don't stop talking about things. Don't stop thinking about things. And we can hark back to years and years ago. The minute people stop and forget, the same situation propels time and time again, whether it's a year, 2 years, 10 years down the road. And it's a heartfelt situation. It's a positive thing in that darkness, but we have to keep talking. And as such, we have a huge amount of positive things going on here in Great Britain, and we have this amazing woman called Natalie Dyson. She's incredibly strong. She lives in Taunton in Somerset, and she did, in COVID, she did amazing things. She mobilised thousands of volunteers in Taunton, Somerset, at the height of the coronavirus pandemic. So helped so many thousands of people. She did that off her own back because she had that go-get, that I can do attitude. And again, that's something in my heart that you just, if you believe in something, go for it. Don't just sit around and think, well, what if? Just do it. Not only will you do well, I always believe, but you will feel good for doing it as well. And the story about her is that she met her Ukrainian family on Facebook. And again, that's quite unusual, because how can you connect to different people, different families when you're not in the same country? Met on Facebook, and now Christina, Sasha, and their dog have travelled from the Ukraine to Somerset Taunton to the family house. And they get on like a house on fire. It's been incredible. And I'm so happy to see, because that's like a positive story of people that really need help, refugees who've come, and they're in this amazing house now where everyone's talking. And the fact they don't even speak the same language, but they are speaking on Google Translate and a dictation machine, not only the adults, but also the children. And one of the lovely things was speaking to the children, because, you know, we always forget, actually, they're so insightful children, aren't they? The love that they give, and they just say it as it is. And there's a young boy, I can't remember her name, but it is his name, so it's Natalie's son, said, you know, I'm just so happy that we've been able to help, and it makes me feel really good. That's what he said. He was about 6, and I just thought, how lovely, amazing. So that's just a little bit of good news in that situation from Great Britain. And there's lots more, without going on too much. You know, we've had loads of ambulances, we've decommissioned ambulances because they weren't green. You know, we've gone very green here, probably you have as well in the US. They were decommissioned, but they've been recommissioned. And so many ambulance staff, people that retired, ex-ambulance staff, drove them all to the borders, full with loads of stock of, you know, you name it, all things needed when you're in a war zone. And again, they're back now, but it's just it's just that give. It's that give, and it's not the ambulance service as well. There's lots of people who have independently bought these ambulances, driven them out with lots in, and done so much good. But I think, and there's been such wonderful things as well, but I think that's it on Ukraine for the moment. But always good to talk about it. Let's always remember, whatever you believe in or are passionate about, and when you can see something that's not right, always stand up and do what you can. It doesn't matter how small. It may be a comment. It could be anything. It could be a heart, or just a chat. It's so important to do. I really do believe.
It's so true. And, you know, Helena, you and Ian have shared a number of clips with us in support of people of Ukraine. And one of my favorites, I'd really like to play it. It's We Stand Together. And if you two are okay with it, I'd love to share it now with our audience.
Yeah, please do.
Yes.
Please do.
Okay, perfect. Let's take a look. Okay, I just had it, and now where is it? It's always that way.
Oh, it's good. It's fine. We always say that we sit here and we chat, don't we, Diane?
Yeah, we do.
She's doing that. She's like this woman with like 75 hands, which is like, there's like 6 of you doing it, isn't there?
And I watch the show on all the different platforms to make sure it's running properly. But okay, I found the clip. Here it is. Woo!
I always feel so good after I hear that song, and then the little girl comes on, and it's like hope,
and inspiration. Absolutely. We've got a couple of comments. Joining us from Business Talk Radio in New York, the head broadcast engineer, Christopher Roberts, is with us. And he writes, I took this clip and put the audio in my top 40 rotation.
Oh, right.
Go, Chris.
Thank you, Christopher. That's great, isn't it? I mean,
And he also writes, the group of artists remind me of USA for Africa and 25 for Haiti, Band-Aid, and Northern Lights in Canada.
Yeah, it does sound very Band-Aid, doesn't it? I have to say. It's so, oh gosh, it's feel good. It's lovely. Everything about it. Lovely tune, lovely voices. Wow.
I'm sorry. Can you purchase that song and then the money goes to help people?
Yeah. I think you can. I think it's been made to raise money, obviously. I think on there as well, it's Georgia, isn't it? The Bank of whatever, Georgia. I think that we saw it just then on the video there. But yeah, it definitely is. It's all made to do that. It's to get loads of funds to help, as we know, the humanitarian problem that's going on. But thank you for that. That's like, yay.
Thank you for that. I know last night at dinner, my mom and I had our friend over, and I played the clip, and we were all crying. We were sitting there just sobbing. And it's a good release, though. You know, it's good because it just, we all have so much emotion bottled up inside of us, and you see something like that with all the people coming together and the little girl. It's just, it's so inspiring.
I think it's sponsored by the Bank of Georgia. I think I said that, didn't I? But yeah, it's always good to know that's like who's poured the money to get it all together.
You know, if Elvis Presley was alive, he would say, put that on my Sirius Elvis channel to raise money.
Yeah.
So anyone out there who runs that Elvis channel, contact Helena.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my goodness.
He had a huge heart, you know.
Elvis.
Yes.
Gosh, he was, you know, I sort of loved, I think Elvis was a little bit before my time in a way, but I loved him. And I still love him. Wasn't he absolutely beautiful?
He was. I mean, he obviously was before my time, but because of my Aunt Pat, we were always following him. And I still I listen to him all the time, and you hear all these stories. But to hear his stories about, you know, how much he loved God and how much he helped people around the US, that's why I'm saying that I think his channel should run that song, because it raises money to help people. And that fits in with this philosophy, as well as Dolly Parton.
Yeah. Oh,
there, UK and US together, we stand to help others.
Oh, powerhouse. Absolutely, absolutely love it. Oh my goodness. Oh,
Helena, I know we have a clip about Scotland. I don't know if you want to play it today or you're going to wait till Simon comes. It's up to you.
We were with Simon actually yesterday on another show. We had a little blast, a little chat about what he was doing and stuff, and he's going to be with us hopefully in either next week or the following week. So that's why I just thought we played it and had a little jig in there, because it was quite a feel-good feeling. And also he was talking about, because obviously in the video he knows the little areas that are on there, so that was quite a good thing. I suppose we could play it. Why not?
Why not? Let's have
Scotland's in Great Britain, and it's a beautiful place. I don't know it as much as Wales. I mean, my background, my mother's Welsh, so I have Welsh in me. But I've done the more sort of, I suppose, touristy runs. It's like Edinburgh, beautiful place. You know, Holyrood Palace and various things there. But it's an absolutely stunning place. I don't know it as well, but I have threatened. I threatened him that I will be turning up, and he will give me lots of seafood, lots of salmon, and lots of various drams of whiskey. He was telling me what the best ones are. So at some point we'll do that, and it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, I suppose for me, I'm very much into outside space and beauty, and that feel good that people will get. You know, it's so good for anxiety. It's so good if you just need to just run away kind of thing. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. So I think let's play it. Why not?
All right.
Why not?
We'll have a jig, but you've all got to promise me that you're having a little jig.
We will.
You can get up and have a little.
Definitely.
And the same for you, Christopher, in New York. We want you doing a jig too. All right. Let's take a look at This Is Scotland. Visit Scotland. Wow, looks like so much fun. It's so beautiful.
So
Let's give
beautiful.
a little shout out to Simon, who's not here today. Is the day off. Our Scottish correspondent. There he is in his kilt at the seafood convention in Boston in March. Yay.
Yay.
He's off to Barcelona shortly as well. So we'll have a report back from there, I think, which should be fun.
That's right.
Beautiful. It's so beautiful. I can't wait. I wish as well it was easier for you to come over. If I could just shut my eyes and magically, we could all just be there.
Here we are.
I'm going to go do the whitewater rafting. I love rafting.
Really? Oh, so exciting.
By the way, while we were watching the clip, Christopher Roberts from Business Talk Radio, he found the link that people can actually donate for that song. So I've asked him if he can put it in the comments because I can't leave and go over his email. Yay.
I couldn't quite bring it to my mind at that moment because it was a sudden put on. So I'm really pleased about that. Yes.
Great news.
Fabulous.
Yay. It's collaboration. See, we got people all over the world working together.
I love that. Oh, I really love that. Thank you, Christopher. So good.
Helena, I have a question for you. What part of are you from, Northern or Southern Wales? Just out of curiosity.
I'm from gosh, you know, me and geography are not good. I'm going to.
Okay.
I'm putting it out there. My mother. I'm not actually from there, but my mother. I've just got that. I'm good. She was. I think she was born in somewhere called Tredegar. Tredegar, is that right? So she spent a bit of time there, and my grandparents were there, and I've got a lot of friends as well in Wales, but I just, oh gosh, north, south, terrible.
I was just curious because my heritage is in Southern Wales, at least one little part of it. So I was wondering if we might be distant cousins.
Part of Southern Wales, do you have an area at all? Is it?
I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. Brookhaven. It's in the farmlands, so you can actually take the train from London straight there. It'll drop you off right there in the heart of this small, quaint, gorgeous town.
Oh, lovely. Well, I'll let you know, because one of the things I do want to do is I do want to actually spend more time traveling around Great Britain and enjoying all the things that we've got to offer. We've got the most amazing houses, castles, areas, and I think this is something COVID's done years ago. I always used to be like, oh, I've got to go here, I've got to go there, I've got to travel abroad, I want to jump on an aeroplane and get to, although that's the point, one of the most recent things is the chaos here in the UK with airports is ridiculous. Madness. We have a situation where everyone obviously hasn't been away through COVID and now has saved money, and they're there with their parents, children, and booking a holiday because of Easter. And of course, the airports can't cater for it. So all the flights are being, well, I say of course, it's not of course, it's very naughty, because what's happened is airports have taken people's money, but they haven't then got the staff on the ground to deal with it. So all these flights have been cancelled. And it's happened, the smaller flights are in fact still continuing. But everything is, apart from that, it's awful, and people are just so heartbroken because they've really, really keyed everything on going away. So what I would say, coming back to that, we have so much here in Great Britain. We have these little jewels that people need to go visit, and we'll be able to share more of those, I think, Dr. JACALYN, on your show, because there are some lovely places that people should visit. And you guys, when you come over, which I know you will do at some point.
I do hope so. And yes, you're so blessed because there's so much history in the UK, and you need to go live there at least 10 years to take in part of it, right?
Yeah, there's so much. And that's what I'm saying. I feel so happy that I've changed my mindset, because I want to explore everything here in Great Britain. There's so much to see. So many interesting things, and contrary to most people's thoughts, okay, sometimes it's a bit rainy, but a lot of the time we actually do have good weather too, so then it goes hand in hand. So we should be reporting on more of that in due course.
Great. And all your shows are open now too, and y'all put on fantastic dramas and as well as musicals.
We've got great musicals. Everything seems to be open. I mean, I think we're COVID-wise, I think we're pretty good. Our government's completely changed things, and although we have escalation of cases, it's we're all just going for it. Nothing's closed down, which is a good thing. I don't think it's quite the same in Scotland. I'm not sure, but anyway. But I just wanted to show you something as well from the Royal Collection. We know that we've got Her Majesty the Queen's platinum celebration coming up. And I have one of the things, I don't know, do you remember we talked about Edward Roberts, Dr. JACALYN? He was somebody who designed the logo for basically the memorabilia and lots of things that are going to be used at the Platinum Jubilee. He's a young guy in Northamptonshire, so congratulations to him. This is one of the, I don't know if you can see it, this is a mug I have, the Queen's.
Oh, yeah.
The logo here, as you can, is just there. And it's also inside here, but I mean, it's lovely. There's lots of memorabilia like this that's on sale now.
Where can we purchase it, Helena?
You can buy it online through the Royal Collection Trust. There's shops, but if you do come to Great Britain, how lovely would that be? I would really, because everyone can get over here now, and there's so much to see. I absolutely say, if you can, please do come and visit us. And I'd also like to hear from you. These are also chocolate chip shortbread, but I probably won't have these. And you know what? I'm going to donate these or give them as a present to Ian, because he's got a very sweet tooth. You know, we normally would, if he was here, we normally have a picnic, because he'd bring bits and pieces and crisps and things. Funny enough, since he's not been here for a few weeks, I've not had any picnics.
There you go, Ian.
These are for you, Ian, just for you. But I just think that logo, and I say again,
beautiful.
Roberts did, isn't that amazing? It's just so simple. The little 70 on the top there. I just think it's beautiful.
I love it.
And obviously, it's the Royal Collection Trust, and which is a charity, and any monies goes towards that and towards all our beautiful. It's 500 years really of beautiful things, whether it be paintings or whatever, from, I don't know, Queen Elizabeth II, Henry VIII. There's just lots of things that people can come and see these exhibitions, so that the money goes to a lot of good.
Fabulous. It's the Royal Collection Trust. So I guess we can Google that and then find the website and start buying. Yay.
Not buying, but we'll not even do that. Just enjoy, you know, just enjoy looking, because a lot of the things, that memorabilia it's created from the collection, really. So it would be something that there'll be someone thinks, oh, let's do this, and they'll create something lovely. So, and over here we have quite a few shops that you can next to, for instance, Buckingham Palace, that you can just pop into, and it's always good to have a little peruse. It's really good fun. It's a really, I think it's a very feel-good experience, and I say so myself. I've been there like 100,000 times. I will enjoy it. Really do. I love it. And I look forward to other people also enjoying it.
For sure. We have another comment from Christopher Roberts. He writes, we have a Brookhaven here on Long Island, and the pronunciation you gave is definitely the one locally.
Oh,
that's right.
Okay.
There you go. And I was able, thanks to Christopher, I was able to pop over to mail and get this link. If you'd like to purchase We Stand Together for the charity single, this is the link, and I'll put it into the comments so that people can start purchasing right away.
Fantastic.
All right. Ladies, we are at the end of our show, because we have another show starting in less than 7 minutes. So,
really?
Yes.
I thought to myself, we don't have the boys here, and I secretly was happy in a funny kind of way, because it was a bit of girl power today. It went incredibly quickly. So
it did.
So fast. It's amazing. But Helena, we have your banner up here for people who are listening on the radio or they're not able to see this. Who should reach out to you, and what's the best way to contact you?
At this moment, I would say it's best to either contact me on my LinkedIn, which is my name, Helena, Helena, surname Chard, or via Instagram. I'm not the most social media techie person, but so things like Facebook, etc. I'm not really. Please don't contact me there on Facebook, or you can contact me on my email, and I do reply to my emails on hcpresenter@gmail.com, and that's a temporary email address for the moment. So I look forward to hearing anybody who would like to speak to me, or anybody who's got something they want to speak about, whether it's a business idea. We are meeting the Small Business Minister, Paul Sutton, to do with a great thing that's coming hopefully soon. I won't say very much. I can't really say too much because of a non-disclosure agreement, but it's to do with kindness. So if anyone's got any good ideas or want to promote something that they have a good idea about, or they've got a charity and they want a little bit of a lift, yeah, would love to hear from anybody. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And here I just put in the link to go to the Royal Collection Trust. It's https://rct.uk. All right.
That's very kind. Thank you for a great show. It was so lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. And
you're welcome.
See you soon.
Thank you so much, Helena. And Ian, we wish you and Simon the best, and we look forward to seeing you next week. And actually, we have a guest next week introduced to us by Simon. She is a celebrity chef, and she's also an author. She's written over 18 books. So we'll look forward to having her here next week.
Wonderful.
Yeah, fantastic. All right. Thank you so much, Helena. We'll look forward to seeing you again next week.
Bye, Helena.
Bye, Diane. Bye, Jacqueline.
Bye. Thank you. All right, Diane, I'm going to spotlight you, and we have to sign off right away.
Yeah, so
our show coming up. So let me find your banner. Here it is. And Diane, how should people contact you, and who would you like to reach out to you?
So you may contact me at DIANNFLOYD.com, DIANNFLOYD, B as in boy, OEHM.com. And if you would like to contact me about how to get my books, come and do workshops, be a speaker, whatever, just email me and we'll see what we can do. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Diane. We are off for right now, and we'll be right back in less than 4 minutes. So you can stay wherever you are. We're going to pop over to the other studio. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you on fashion, travel, and fitness. And we have an internationally renowned publicist who is joining us, Tracy Lamore. So stay tuned for that. Bye.